I'm in love! I'm in love! Woohoo! Yippee! Ah! Xenu? I do my own stuff! Welcome to the Cruising Altitude Podcast, a podcast dedicated entirely to Tom Cruise. I'm your host, Blake, but you may also know me as Smokey's Videos, and this is my co-host, Saul.
Hello.
Saul, yeah, you're so used to speaking Japanese after spending the entire month of October over there.
Yeah.
Celebrating one single day. For those unaware, October 10th in Japan is Tom Cruise Day, which we learned on whatever episode that was.
I think it was three episodes ago.
Really? See, I thought you meant episode 3.
Oh, no.
What movie was that?
The
was
third?
That Taps?
Yeah. No, Taps was second?
What was 3? Fuck. We should know this. Oh, maybe it was All the Right Moves.
No,
it could have been Losing It.
I think it was.
That's probably why we can't remember it. Oh, fuck. I just realized I don't have any fun facts.
Let's make some up.
Yeah. Okay, so, before we get into the show, if you're listening to this on any sort of device, please make sure to give us a good rating. iTunes, if it's still a thing. I could have sworn a few months ago I read that Apple was, like, shutting down iTunes or something, but it's still fucking here.
Maybe it was a rumor.
Oh, they were, it's like my theory I have about the new Sonic movie.
Oh, yeah, that they did it on purpose?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
There's, like, come on. Like, oh, no, oops, we made him look terrible. Now we're gonna fix it, and you're gonna hail us as heroes.
Yeah, like, that's... I don't know how, like, possible that is, like, in the industry to do that on purpose.
I mean...
Because, like, I guess people will consider it, like, wasting money, but it's basically just like
it's money they spend on advertisement.
Yeah, it's like marketing.
Like, just get
fake outrage.
Take a division from your animation company and have them animate a shitty trailer and have all the other guys do the rest of the movie.
Imagine like forcing all your animators to like do that. Like it looks terrible. Please, I don't want to do this anymore.
This is gonna be on my my resume.
You want to be a star, don't you?
Oh god. Now take off those pants.
Oh,
hey, what do you think they modeled Sonic after?
Just like a lanky
He's an
man.
Amalgamation of all the animators.
Meow.
Anyway, this podcast is about Tom Cruise. And this month we are discussing the 1989 film Born on the 4th of July. And at this point, Tom has been acting for about 6 years. Started in 83, I think.
That was
81. So he's been acting for 8 years.
Pretty good time.
Yeah, he's
got a lot of experience.
Yeah, he's gone up. Oops, something just fell. He's become a rising star very quickly in the 80s.
Would that be his like second war movie? Because there's Taps.
Top Gun.
Oh,
so
right.
This is his third.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna stop. I'm pretty sure he has a few more left in him in the 90s. And then he has that weird sci-fi post-apocalyptic movie, like Oblivion or something.
Egypt?
The Mummy?
Yeah.
But anyway, here at the Cruising Altitude Podcast, this has been such a disorganized episode. We lost our flow after you snuck off to Japan.
Sorry, jet lag.
I usually look up 4 fun facts about Tom Cruise. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're not. But this month I forgot to put them onto my document.
So we're just gonna mix them up.
Yeah. Fun Tom Cruise fact number 1. Each of his teeth have an individual personality.
His favorite's the middle one.
Oh yeah,
it's the most eccentric.
It's like Johnny Depp. It has a bunch of little accessories. All of his teeth are various actors throughout history. That's why he's such a good actor.
Damn. He takes them.
Oh my god. It's like the fucking like what is it, Horcrux from Harry Potter. What's your fun fact?
Fun fact: Tom Cruise's favorite type of pizza.
Pizza?
Pizza? is pineapple on one side, anchovies on the other, all pepperoni.
Oh,
Extra cheese.
just covered in pepperoni?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's a layer of dough. And then they put anchovies and... What was
No
it?
sauce.
No
just
sauce,
cheese.
no. No, they don't put the cheese there. They just put the dough. Then they put the anchovies and... What was the other thing? Pineapple? Pineapple.
On one half.
Then they put the cheese.
Yes.
Then they just... It's almost like a lasagna.
they do it again.
Oh, God. It's disgusting. But hey, that's part of his fitness regimen. That's how he's stayed so in shape for the past 30 years.
Yeah, fish and fruit. That's good for you.
And meat.
Dairy, you know, calcium.
Pizza.
For his teeth.
Pizza is the wonder food. Fun fact number 3. Tom Cruise has dog legs.
Like literal dog legs?
Yes. Like literal dog legs.
They had to invent like all those CGI techniques since the 80s.
Hey,
just so...
Have you ever seen him wear shorts?
Yeah, all the time. in the very first movie. He's wearing booty shorts.
That's right. That was pre dog leg surgery.
They had like a stunt double for every time they showed his legs.
Oh my-
Stunt legs, if you will.
They got what the fuck is his name? Stan Winston? Or oh god, what's the special effects artist? Like fuck. Hold on.
Like
we
a
usually
really famous one?
Yeah, we usually don't look things up. But I'm gonna look. We get one free Google per episode.
Oh, that should be a rule.
Special effects. He did special effects for An American Werewolf in London. What the fuck is his name? Rick Baker. There you go.
Oh.
He's like a famous special effects guy. He makes like all the puppets and everything. Like in Men in Black, he did all the aliens. He also did Tom Cruise's legs.
He spent months on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had to. I don't know.
Were you gonna make a dog pun?
Maybe.
You had to.
It was a rough process.
There you go.
All right. So, what is the last fun fact?
Fun fact: Tom Cruise's favorite color is the exact color palette of his skin. Whatever that is. In what's the term for it? Those palettes we learned about in. What's the name of them?
I don't.
It's like a brand.
Oh fuck! I don't remember that. If only I hadn't wasted our one Google.
Do we each get one?
No, it's collective.
Okay. Fuck. What's the? But yeah. Like,
that's his favorite color is him.
His skin. His skin color.
Is that racist?
Nah.
I mean, he does have a good color. I don't know what I describe it as, but it's a color. Well then, if you're ever in a Tom Cruise trivia night contest, make sure you answer those. Whatever we just said. All of his teeth are people. He has dog legs. He loves gross pizza. And his favorite color is himself.
I should have said his teeth.
We shouldn't typecast him like that, Saul. All right, let's get right into Born on the 4th of July facts. This is the synopsis I stole off of Wikipedia. In the mid-1960s, suburban New York teenager Ron Kovic, played by Tom Cruise, enlists in the Marines, fulfilling what he sees as his patriotic duty. During his second tour in Vietnam, he accidentally kills a fellow soldier during a retreat and later becomes permanently paralyzed in battle. Returning home to an uncaring Veterans Administration bureaucracy and to people on both sides of the political divide who don't understand what he went through, Kovic becomes an impassioned critic of the war.
I mean, that's literally the entire movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a good amount of spoilers, but then again, this is based off a man's real life.
Yeah.
So if you've read his autobiography or know who he is, you're kind of like, you know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Titanic.
But
yeah, that really...
have you heard that they're making like...
Oh, a Titanic 2?
Yeah. And someone's like, they want to follow the original chorus. And so someone made like a picture of like the course and it just goes down.
Well, hey, thanks to global warming, they don't have to worry about icebergs anymore.
Yeah, lucky them.
That's the whole reason we started global warming, was so we could have another Titanic to get back at those fucking icebergs.
It's big brain time. Could have just nuked the
That's
icebergs.
True. Born on the 4th of July was directed by Oliver Stone, starring Brian Larkin, Raymond J. Barry, Caroline Cava, Josh Evans, Willem Dafoe, and Tom Cruise. I've only ever heard of one other actor in this film, and it was Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I was so excited when he showed up, even though he's second billing in the movie.
Is that
That's like on the poster. It's like or like in the opening credits, it'll be like Tom Cruise, Willem Dafoe, even though he's barely in the movie.
Oh, okay.
He's like Bryan Cranston in 2014's Godzilla. Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh man,
Was it?
it's not a good movie.
Oh.
If you want a good Godzilla movie from recent years, watch Shin Godzilla. It's this it's Korean, or no, not Korean.
Japanese.
Japanese.
I think it just means Super Godzilla.
You would know. You're in Japan. But it's just like the Japanese government trying to like figure out what the fuck this giant monster thing is. But anyway, in that movie, all the trailers leading up to the film
Oh, it's super
starred
spoiler?
Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
Or for the 2014 Godzilla.
And he's in
it for about the first 10 minutes and then he dies.
Did he die in the meth explosion?
Yeah, actually, he was cooking meth with Godzilla.
Oh, that's why I saw so many memes of like, I think it was like Walter White and Godzilla. I didn't understand him. Now I do.
Born on the 4th of July had a budget of $17.8 million. Would you like to guess what it made back in its box office?
When did this come out?
89. Same year as Batman.
I'll guess 72 million. You're close, and then you'll say it's like 12.
$161 million dollars.
Damn, that's good.
That was a fucking
Wait,
popular.
only 16 million?
161 million.
No, but like
for the box office or the budget. Budget was 17.8 million.
that seems low for like the whole like war scenes.
Yeah, they barely did anything though.
Yeah, but like I figured that would be a lot, because you know, with Endless Love, it's like you got one arson scene and that cost the entire movie.
I mean, it's not like I think
Maybe it's because like they had to burn someone's actual house. It's like, hey, can we borrow your house for a bit?
we gotta film in your house. If you'll just
go right ahead.
sign this contract without looking over it.
It's like, what does this mean in the event of any?
I don't look at it. I don't look at it.
No. Do you want your car, your house to be in the movie or not?
We're also thinking of burning your car. Leave your keys here. Here's some fun facts about, here's some facts about Born on the 4th of July. It is based... Oh, that's a wrong date. It is based on the 1876 autobiography by Ron Kovic.
Damn, this guy.
He's very old.
Time traveler.
A lot of people don't know Vietnam is actually from the 1800s. Ron Kovic gave Tom Cruise his Bronze Star for his performance in the movie.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. At first I read that as he gave Tom Cruise's performance a Bronze Star.
Oh. I was like, wow, you did shit.
Ron Kovic is also the uncle of internet celebrity, in quotations, Adam Kovic of Funhouse, Inside Gaming, and Like Skyrim with Guns fame.
What?
Have you heard of Inside Gaming?
Oh, yeah.
Adam Kovic, who was one of the hosts of that, is this guy's nephew.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. He also has he's the originator of that meme, like Skyrim with guns, when describing I think like a Far Cry game or something.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I retracted the fun part of these facts for a reason. This is the second installment in Oliver Stone's Vietnam War trilogy, following Platoon and before Heaven and Earth.
I heard of Platoon.
Yeah, I think they redid when Tom Cruise shoots his buddy Wilson. He does like the arms spread out thing from Platoon too. Also, Willem Dafoe was in that movie. I'm pretty sure he's the guy who gets shot. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time. Oliver Stone and Tom Cruise both expressed interest in using nerve agent to cause genuine paralysis in Tom Cruise's legs.
Jesus.
We've had this fact on here before.
Really?
We talked about it like on an early episode.
Oh, I think I remember.
And
Jesus, though. Isn't that dangerous?
Well, they were unable to find a substance that was safe enough to guarantee no permanent damage.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you're an actor. Just don't use your legs.
Just don't just don't put effort in your legs. He's like, no, I want to be genuine.
I want to be crippled.
Here, take this bat.
Shoot me in the spine. The word fuck is used 289 times throughout the film.
That seems high. I only remember like the one scene where he's like yelling at his mom
about his penis.
Yeah. Don't say penis in this house.
Penis, big fucking erect penis. Sad movie.
Yeah,
it's a very sad movie.
Mm-hmm. Let's laugh about it.
Let's laugh about this real man's story.
Oh, jeez, you're right.
A man who is still alive.
If you're watching this for some reason,
Mr.
we're not making
Kovic.
fun of you or your life. We're making fun of
Tom Cruise's
acting portrayal.
version of your life.
Yeah.
The last scene of the film to be shot is a race.
Thank you for your service.
In a war that meant nothing. Ooh, we're getting political this episode. In a race against time as the sun... Wait, what? The last scene of the film was to be shot in a race against time as the sun was going down was the wheelchair fight between Tom Cruise and Willem Dafoe. What are you laughing at?
It made me remember South Park.
Let's see. This film...
Sorry.
You're a terrible person. I know what you're talking about. That scene you're talking about is actually a reference to John Carpenter's movie, They Live.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
You fucking insensitive bastard. This film is one of the rare instances... Wait, what? This film represents... God, I can't read. One of the rare instances where Oliver Stone was able to cast his first choice for a starring role in one of his motion pictures. Tom Cruise was Stone's definite preference for the role of Ron Kovic, a casting decision that Kovic ultimately stood by. I also read that other actors who were to be Ron Kovic included Charlie Sheen and Nicolas Cage.
I think Charlie Sheen
Penis! Big fucking erect penis!
Yeah. Kitty.
Yeah, it's an annoying cat.
But I think Charlie Sheen could have done it.
He was in Platoon.
Yeah. And he was just as handsome when he was young.
Yeah. Before all those fucking drugs and tiger blood and AIDS.
Yeah, I skimmed over that.
Let's see. Ron Kovic makes a brief cameo appearance as the disabled veteran in the parade at the beginning of the film, who is seen flinching at the sound of firecrackers.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's real.
I bet that is.
I mean, I wonder if him flinching is real.
Oh, I thought you meant like that.
Well,
happened.
yeah, obviously that's like the PTSD of that, but like
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he like just actually flinched at the sound and they're like, keep that in. I know we could add in the sound effects in post.
They were real war vets.
Oh God. 3 Baldwin brothers are in this film: William Baldwin, Daniel Baldwin, and Stephen Baldwin. They do not share any screen time.
Maybe it's all the same one.
All the Baldwin brothers are just one man?
Yeah.
Oh, they're like fucking like Voltron or
I was gonna say Hannah Montana.
No. I was saying that they're like the multiple man from Marvel Comics, where he can just create multiple versions of himself.
Oh yeah.
They just all separate from Baldwin Prime. Oh yeah.
Are they bald?
Maybe. At least one of them might be.
Okay, cool. That's the main one then.
Despite second billing, Willem Dafoe doesn't appear until 1 hour and 36 minutes into a 2 hour and 20-minute film.
He's the one.
He's Charlie, the other wheelchair guy that he gets in a fight with.
Yeah.
He's also the Green Goblin.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
In Sam Raimi's films from
Tobey
Maguire.
Oh.
That's Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He was also in recently released The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson.
You guys gotta understand, I'm like really bad at remembering actors, like names, faces, everything. Besides Tom Cruise, of course.
Yeah, fucking obviously.
And Jessica Alba.
That's because you can't you can't remember anybody else because you're just chock full of knowledge on Tom Cruise and Jessica Alba.
There's no more room left.
Saul, what was the fourth superhero film that Jessica Alba starred in the early 2000s?
X-Men. I mean, Fantastic Four.
Correct. Tom Cruise and Willem Dafoe were also born during the month of July, just like you.
Uh-huh.
Tom Cruise was born on July 3rd and Dafoe on July 22nd.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Remember, we celebrated his birthday for some reason.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why this show always comes out on the 3rd of the month. Hopefully.
Right.
And with those facts, let's get into the discussion of the movie. What'd you think?
Great movie. It made me super sad.
I agree. The film begins with a voiceover about Tom Cruise talking as Ron Kovic, as one does when they act.
Yes.
He's talking about him and his friends or something as like they play war in like the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And good lord, there are a lot of like hard smash cuts in this film. Like the transitions are just jarring.
Yeah.
The first smash cut is to a 4th of July parade in the 50s. And Ron Kovic, he's celebrating his birthday, is fucking however old he is.
That scene kind of creeped me out.
Which one? Or
where they're like in the parade and they're like also kind of celebrating his birthday, and his mom's like, "Oh, my little Yankee Doodle boy, and,
yeah.
You're gonna be a great war hero. You're gonna kill a lot of commies, aren't you?"
It's almost like there's some sort of brainwashing going on.
Yeah.
Then this girl, is that Donna?
Yeah.
Okay. So his romantic interest, Donna, invites Ronnie to go out to the woods tonight to watch the fireworks. And later, they kiss beneath the fireworks for the first time.
And he's like, eh.
Yeah, he's like, you want to see me do some push-ups?
I wonder if she's like, is he gay?
Homosexual, the term is older than heterosexual.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think heterosexuals from like the 20s or the 30s, and homosexuals from before then.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, straight people weren't.
Yeah, gays were here first. Let's see. Ronnie shows her how many push-ups he can do, and then we get a flash forward, and he's playing baseball, and she's like, she's still into him, but she's like dating another boy or something.
Yeah.
They're like high school, teenage age. It's a fucking baseball game. I don't know. It's just showing his life. Then the family watches Kennedy's inaugural address. And what I didn't know about his address is that there are very ominous shots of Richard Nixon.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, it's fucking, I looked it up to see, like, I haven't really watched his inaugural address that much. So I went onto YouTube and I watched it, and there's like, they just show Kennedy doing his speech and everything. It's like, my fellow Americans. And then it just cuts to Richard Nixon watching on. It's like a fucking horror movie or something. I'm not saying that Richard Nixon killed Kennedy, but I'm not saying he didn't either. Let's see. But yeah, it is like a drama movie where like something bad's gonna happen to Kennedy.
He's like,
yeah, he's like rubbing his hands together. Then Ron is training for something at school. I wasn't sure if it was like an academy or an overzealous school coach, but I'm pretty sure it was like he was in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Was that wrestling?
He was a wrestler, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because there's that photo he looks at when he's lost his legs, and he's like, huh!
It's like, oh, look how happy I was with legs.
God, you think that photo is still around? That photo that they took for this movie of Tom Cruise in a wrestling uniform in that weird, like, hunched-over wrestling position?
Something tells me he has it still.
It's hanging above his pizza oven at home.
No, it's a picture of the set, like him looking at the picture.
It's not even a screen cap of the movie. It's a photo of someone taking a photo of him on set during the filming.
Yeah. Though he remembers everything about it, not just that picture.
Oh, and then his ultra-religious mom finds a Playboy, and she's like, "How dare you blaring this?
You're gonna rot in hell."
Yeah, you fucker. And so she gives it to him to get rid of.
It's like, here, now get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good plan, Christ lady. There's a wrestling competition. Ronnie gets pinned and he loses. And then we get the good old boys from the U.S. Marines who come by to recruit some young, influential schoolboys.
Mm-hmm.
And there it's the whole, we want the best, because there is nothing prouder, nothing finer, nothing standing as straight as a United States Marine. Hadith Massacre. 1989 Eskridge car crash. Hamadani incident.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should get that cough checked out. Those definitely weren't terrible tragedies committed by U.S. Marines or anything.
Nah.
We're the best. He also says that we have never lost a war, except for the Korean War, because we don't talk about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Ronnie and his friends, they're just chilling at a fucking like a malt shop diner thing. Is that the same diner that his friend later owns?
Yeah, I think that is. Why does everyone grow a mustache when they're older? Like, it's a really, like...
Because it was the 70s. It was in style.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God. This is some of his worst hair.
Yes. I agree.
Sorry, Ron Kovic, but that look didn't work for you then, and it didn't work for Tom then either.
It kind of reminded me when, like, Thor was in his, like,
his fat stage?
Yeah.
His depression stage?
His hair.
He kind of like Ron Jeremy.
The porn actor? Oh, God. My brain. You're right, but I hate that. You're right.
So he and his friends are talking about Vietnam. And Ron's like, I already signed up, because that's my part.
Look, they already gave me a gun.
They gave me this knife, but I gave it to this greaser kid. His name was Horseboy or something.
It's all the same universe, even though that means there's another Tom Cruise out there.
Hey, that's fucking Tarantino's films taking this place in the same universe, and there's like 20 motherfuckers who look like Sam Jackson.
Oh wait, didn't we establish that they're like clones?
Did we?
All the Tom Cruises?
I thought that was a proposal for a film idea we had.
Oh, right.
We did, there is the Tom Cruise's characters are all possessed by a malevolent otherworldly force.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be that it's
the Phoenix.
Not just any Phoenix, X-Men's Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he doesn't really have it in this movie.
No.
So anyway,
it died with his legs.
Oh God!
It found a new host.
Fuck. Maybe the next host will be a NASCAR driver in his next movie.
Oh jeez.
What do you think the odds are that he crashes in Days of Thunder?
Yes.
Me too. Ron says he's already signed up and he wants to be like his dad and how his dad fought in World War II. And then they all make fun of their one friend for not joining and going to college.
Yeah. Though, I expected them to be like, "You little traitor, you little commie lover," about it, which they weren't really. They were just kind of like, "Oh, come on, don't you want to serve your country?"
Yeah, just you.
He's like, "No."
Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to die.
I want to make money.
Yeah. I want to get ladies, yo. Ronnie asks Donna if she's going to prom with anybody. This whole beginning part, it's really just... It's a little bit of treading water until we get to the actual story. It's like... I don't know. It's obviously the first couple chapters of his autobiography. But I feel like... I don't know. Just something about it wasn't very... It was just... I don't know how to put it.
Disconnected, maybe?
Yeah. Like...
I think it was like... Kind of trying to set it up that like... He's like a really
he's
like a real go-getter. He can like do basically
and he wants
but then
he was ultra patriotic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just feels like it feels too disjointed.
Yeah, I think that's a good word for it.
Donna says that she's going with some other boy, blah blah blah. And also, and then Ronnie gets upset in the storage room of his dad's.
Throw a potato.
He throws something at the wall. Then the prom. Ronnie doesn't go because he says that he's got a lot to do before going into the Marines. And his brother sings "The Times Are A-Changin'" on his guitar. His brother later is revealed that he is against the war.
I can buy it.
Yeah. He's fucking singing a Bob Dylan song from the beginning. Oh yeah, so then Ron, he sits down with his dad and they watch the news about Vietnam. And does his mom say someone says, "It's God's will, you go."
Yeah, she did.
That's fucked up.
He's like, "God wants you to kill all these innocent people."
Yeah, he brings that up against her later where he's saying like, "Thou shalt not kill, Mom, what about that, you dumb bitch?" I have right here, Ronnie's been brainwashed. That night, he prays to God to help him make the right decision, and then he runs through the rain and to the prom, and then he dances with Donna as Moon River plays, and they kiss for the last time.
Song.
It's a good song. Moon River. Oh, I better stop. We're gonna get copyright. It's too close to the original.
Yeah, you sound just like him.
Cut to the shithole that is the Vietnam War. It's 1967. 6 whole years before the war ends, and Ron is on his second tour of duty already. His unit, they fucking... What did you think of that scene? The, like, first Vietnam scene where he's, like, they're looking down at that village.
The one where he, enabled friendly fire?
That happens before, or after, no, before that, where he's like, "Look down there, you see the Viet Cong?
Yeah.
You see the rifles? You see the rifles?" And, like, it's filmed from, like, a way where you can't see shit, which I feel did a pretty good job of, I don't know, emulating the actual Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Like, you see, like, shadowy figures running around. Like, are they Viet Cong? Are they, just fucking innocent villagers? Needless to say... Is it Ron who authorizes it, or is it like his like fucking commanding officer or something?
I think it was him because he is asked if he sees the rifles, and he can't see shit, but he just says yes anyways.
Yeah,
they do that a lot.
And then they open fire on the village, and as a squad goes down there to clear the place out, they hear a crying baby, and they open a hut to find a dead family, or just a bunch of dead villagers who have all been riddled with bullet holes. And on the ground is a crying baby because it was too low for the bullets. And the baby is the only survivor, and everybody freaks out. And doesn't he run over? There's a dead kid, and he's like trying to stop the bleeding even though the kid's dead.
Yeah. They actually start getting fired on now, so they have to go, but
yeah,
and they tries to...
They call for medical backup, but over the radio they were like, "You guys better get the fuck out of there, we're firing artillery." And one of the other soldiers, is it Wilson? He's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here," and he starts pulling guys out of the hut. And Ron's yelling like, "There's a fucking baby in there!"
Yeah.
But it's very sad.
It was like super dark.
It's Vietnam War, baby. We did it for America.
Yeah.
To stop communism, because we're the greatest. The unit is forced to leave, and in the chaos of the attack, Ron accidentally shoots a fellow Marine and kills him. His name is Wilson. He's the guy he was talking to before. Later, he has some doubts over whether he killed him or not. Because people, as we will discover later, when Ron talks to his commanding officer about it and says that he thinks he shot his fellow soldier, the commanding officer starts gaslighting him.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't think you did.
No, you didn't. That was the enemy fire. Now get back out there, sport. Let's see. Someone says that the Viet Cong used the villagers as fire, or as cover. And then, the scene with him talking to his commanding officer is cut. Or it cuts to a year later when Ron and his unit are walking through, like, by a river or something. And then they're ambushed. And Ron is shot. And there's a funny fart noise when the blood splurts out of his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that? It was like... It was such a... It took me out of the movie completely.
They didn't have, like, anything to simulate it, so, like, right next to the camera where you can't see it, someone had put a whoopee cushion to the microphone. Think they'll buy it?
All this budget and they couldn't afford a good Foley artist. 1968, Ron lives in a piece of shit veterans hospital in, like, New York, I think. And it's just, like, this terrible rundown facility.
Yeah, and all the people there are, like, really, what's the word for it? They don't really care.
Neglectful.
Yeah, there we go.
The place is filled with fucking rats.
With one in particular getting stronger by the day.
God. It's just terrible. It's a terrible...
And then the nurse was like, you don't bother them, they won't bother you.
Yeah.
And just keep feeding it.
Just don't make it angry. And it won't come for you in the night. Ron he's going through physical
Yes.
It's after my stroke hour, so it's when I have my strokes. He's going through physical therapy, and he'll never walk again. The doctor tells him he's paralyzed from the waist down. Or from the mid-chest down, actually.
Did he get shot somewhere else? Because I feel like...
I think...
Getting shot in the foot, it would just,
He got shot, I thought, maybe, like, in the leg, and then he gets shot, like, in the abdomen somewhere.
Oh.
Which I assume was in his spine.
Yeah.
What did you think of the scene where he's walking around with crutches?
I felt really sad for him. Like, because they told him there's, like, no chance he can walk, but he still wants to try. I'm like, damn, he can't handle it. He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
And then he falls, and somehow the bone in his leg snaps completely out of his skin. How did that happen?
I don't know. I could only chalk it up to, like, maybe his bones are, like, so brittle now.
I guess. Ron's shit pump breaks.
That's a word for it.
Is that not what it was?
Yes.
And, like, he's freaking out and everything. He's like, I want to get the fuck out of here. And they're like, we gotta fix this or else we're gonna have to amputate your leg. And he doesn't. He wants to keep his leg because that's, like, the one thing keeping him whole, basically, in more ways than one.
Yes.
Is, like, if he loses his leg, then he'll break completely. But, like, there's this whole scene where he's freaking out and screaming at the nurses and everything. The doctor tells him that they don't have the funding for new machines because of the war.
So here's a straw.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go see if we have any tubes we use to siphon gasoline out of cars in the basement. I'll be right back. A year later, Ron comes home with both of his legs. And his father, very kindly, he widened the doorway to his bedroom, and he, like, made the bathroom accessible for him and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty nice of him.
Too bad he'll never use the house because they kicked him out.
Yeah.
That was a waste of money. And then we find Ron's old friend, the one who went to college. Also, was he the only one alive still from that group? Where's the other guy with the mustache? Was he part of the friend group as well?
See, that's what... Because they kind of looked alike.
Because there's the business friend with a mustache, and then there's the Vietnam vet friend also with a mustache.
So he was part of that friend group too?
I guess so. So there's only 3 of them left out of, like, what, 6?
Yeah.
7?
And one of them is only alive because he didn't go to the war.
Yeah. And the other 2 are emotionally broken.
Yes.
Fucking whatever his name is, he offers Ron a job at his diner, and Ron declines. And, why did he decline? What did he say? I don't really remember. Oh, he was like, I got fucking, like, the government gives me a check every month. I'll just stay on that for a little bit longer.
Yeah. He probably didn't want to be a cashier.
Yeah.
Go from, like, a Marine to cashier.
Yeah.
And maybe one day he could be manager.
Maybe, if you work hard enough.
If
you're tenacious. Then there's the dinner scene, and Ron learns that his little brother doesn't believe in the war, and they have a big fight, and they argue, and they scream at each other, and then the brother leaves, and
he's like, you know what, I'm going to be the bigger man and walk away. Oh, I mean...
Oh, God, it's funny because he doesn't have legs.
He does.
Yeah.
They just don't work.
And then, hey, it's 4th of July again! Yay, there's a parade! Woo! Everybody's happy about the war! We love it!
Uh-huh.
The speaker... also Ron, he's like the special guest star of this parade.
Yeah.
He's in like his... I don't know what the term is, but like the fancy Marine dress up, like the suit, and like the little white hat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going down like the parade, and like
that was a great parallel. Like,
what?
The scene, like him on now, because like the first scene, it's like him as a kid watching the Marines thinking they're heroes, and then now it's like the other way around, and people aren't too happy sometimes.
Yeah. That's the whole sad part about like in the beginning where he's talking about like, I want to be like my dad and fight for a reason, like he did in World War II.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion here, but maybe World War II was the last war that really had any meaning.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good parallel with the veterans of the first parade from when he was a kid, also having like PTSD, which then would have been called just shell-shocked, and like just nobody noticing or caring really.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are booing him, and like there's other Marines or something, or Navy guys who like get in fights with people in the crowd. Then the speaker gives some bullshit speech, and then Ron is asked to give a speech. What was his speech about? I don't really remember it.
It was like about to not feel sorry for him because he served his country, and that the boys back over there in Vietnam are
trying their best.
Don't worry about them. They're in good spirits.
That's right. He's like, the morale is great over there.
It like cuts to them.
God! And then what does he hear, Saul?
The baby crying.
He hears a baby crying, and he starts fucking experiencing flashbacks. And then he starts breaking down, and everybody's like, what is wrong with him? Like, everybody's staring, and he has to get taken off stage.
That was well done, but I think they could have, like, had, like, a real, like, in that scene, like, an actual mother, like, holding her crying baby. And then that triggers it.
Yeah,
like,
you don't see a baby, you just hear it.
Yeah.
Just at the front of the crowd is just a baby staring at him, standing there crying.
Like no one's even holding it. It's just standing on its own. You did this to me.
Oh God!
Ronnie.
What if it was like, he's looking around the crowd. There's just like some fucking blonde housewife, white woman holding her baby. He looks away. It starts crying. He looks back, and it's like the dead Vietnamese woman.
Oh damn! That would have been good. And dark.
And then his old friend Timmy, who we were just talking about, he runs over and he's like, I forgot. I just forgot what Ron's name was. I was about to call him Ton.
Ton. An amalgam.
He runs over to him as he's getting taken off stage and he like helps him wheel away.
Sorry.
And then later that night, they just sit in the backyard drinking and talking about their experiences in the war and how fucked up it all is and how fucked up they are.
Yeah, that sums it up.
And
I
then
think that's when they said that, like, we're the only two alive, and they, like, laugh about it, like,
except that one motherfucker who went to college. We don't count him.
Mm-hmm.
Then it just cuts to, like, a bus station or something. And Ron he finds Donna there. Isn't that what happened?
Wait, what happened?
He was like, they're at a bus station, and Ronnie and Donna, they meet up, and then they get dinner, and I have right here, Ron can't spell. Oh
yeah.
I forgot what that was for a second.
I like made out a few words. They were really nice.
But yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I guess she came back into town.
No, I think she.
Or did he go someplace else to meet her?
Yeah, I think at first she got in contact with him because he sent her letters, so she wanted to like talk to him. I was expecting her to be like already married and shit.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to see you again just to like say hi, but yeah, I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant with this guy named Forrest's baby.
She's Jenny.
Jenny. There's a girl. I had a note somewhere. I'll get to it later when I get there about Forrest Gump and a girl named Jenny in this movie.
Oh yeah. That scene I didn't like.
The girl in the bar. She looked way too young.
Yeah. She looked like she was like 17 or 18, and he's like hitting on her. I'm like, dude. I
wonder if the guy who wrote Forrest Gump read or saw this movie, and he's like, Jenny, that's perfect. But anyway, we learned that Donna is a war protester, and she asks if like he has anything to say against the war, and he doesn't.
He's like, no, not yet, but give me a few.
Yeah, give me a few years, and I'll be ready. I'll write a book. And she's like, hey, you want to come inside to my demonstration? Oh, I forgot about all the stairs. And the next day, they're at a university strike, which I learned later was for the Kent State shooting.
Oh, right.
Which was, it was like some vigil, I guess. I don't know, that's what Wikipedia says. And they're burning a Nixon effigy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And then the police come and they start firing tear gas and taking down those damn dirty hippies. And one of the police attacks the cameraman.
That's just messed up.
That was a weird shot.
He's just trying to report.
Yeah. And then there's another weird cut to the bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the Born on the Bayou singing. Like, just, I don't understand these fucking cuts. They happen mid-sentence sometimes, too. I think this one was... Ron was like screaming for Donna, and then it just get cut.
At the bar, and he's like singing.
Yeah, he's just drunk and he's singing and shit. And he pisses off this Marine who was in Iwo Jima, and he tells him to shut up. And then he calls Ron a traitor for some reason. And then I have here Ron dances with a girl/woman named Jenny.
A female.
Yeah, she looked very young, is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's knocked out of his chair, and then he's screaming at Jenny and Forrest Gump and everything.
You don't see her again, huh?
No. She's dead.
She's dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
AIDS. Ron tells his mom later when he gets home drunk that he doesn't believe in God, and then he has a breakdown, and they start arguing and everything. What did you think about that scene? I thought it was pretty
good.
A powerful scene, I guess.
Yeah,
prowlerful scene.
We're drunk too.
Yeah, we are. We're also in wheelchairs. I brought him especially for.
That way we can
we could feel the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I also bought these Ron Jeremy wigs off Amazon.
God damn it. But yeah, that was a good scene. Kind of like that the mom was crying because she had it coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely did. She was also in vast denial because Tom shouts, "We went to Vietnam to stop communism. We shot women and children." And you remember what she says?
Or she's like, I didn't tell you to do that, or like something. Or no. What did she say?
She says, "No, you didn't."
Oh, right. She's like, no,
you couldn't have done that. And then Tom, he's like, "Thou shalt not kill. Isn't that what you taught us, Mom? Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill men and women and children."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're tearing this family apart." Ah!
And she's like, "Get out."
Yeah, get the fuck out of my house, you ingrate.
I thought she was gonna become an alcoholic later, but
never shows up. A note I have right here, maybe a little political, Saul. Communism really did win by creating dissent and mistrust of the government. Oh, my dog sneezed.
Yeah.
He agrees. Ron follows his mom into her bedroom as she's crying, and he rips out his catheter.
Oh, yeah.
Real acting. Tom Cruise actually had a catheter placed into his urethra, and he actually ripped it out. He's that method.
Ow.
That's why he wanted the drug to paralyze him. He read it in the script that Ron rips out his catheter, and he's like, "Oh God, that seems like it hurts. Can I can I get some anesthesia?" And then there's the penis scene.
Excuse. Oh. Oh, his dad is like so nice compared to his mom.
He is, yeah.
What
She's a nut job compared to him.
Yeah.
Don't say penis in this house. Big fucking erect penis.
I feel like he could have. I mean, it's not his fault, but he could have. I feel like he could have tried harder to talk him out of it at first.
His dad or?
Yeah, because like, I feel like he could have listened to him because he is a war vet. So
yeah,
he's like, let me tell you something. It's all bullshit. Don't buy into it.
Yeah, like fuck. But because he was doing that, like in the earlier scene before Ron goes to war, when they're watching it, like the Vietnam newsreel footage, he's like, he says something along the lines of like, "I don't want you to go to that war, Ron. You don't have to do this."
Yeah, something like that.
Like, he should have tried harder.
Yeah, he could have tried out a little harder. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but again, it's not his fault.
Yeah, no.
I blame the mom.
Me too. And then his dad like tucks him into bed. I mean, he does.
Yeah, he does.
That's not an incorrect statement.
It just makes it sound like, have a good night, son.
Into his little race car bed.
Yeah.
He's like, "I know the pedals won't have any use to you." We're laughing, but this is like one of the saddest scenes of the movie.
It is.
It's where Ron wonders if anyone will ever love him.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad's like, "Maybe you should go to that veterans place in Mexico. I'll buy you a ticket tomorrow."
Is it his veterans place?
I
thought it was just like...
It may, I don't know, fuck. It's where
brothel.
veterans go. It's called Via Dolce.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I don't know how you spell it.
Dulch. Chocolateville.
Yeah, that's what it means.
1970, Via Dolce, Mexico. Willem Dafoe.
Ayo.
He's chilling there. He's playing some sort of poker game. He's banging prostitutes, kind of. He can't because he doesn't.
Probably has a few STDs now.
Probably. His dick doesn't work. He's also in a chair.
Can't tell.
Yeah, it's just this place where a bunch of fucking war veterans go, and just because they don't have any place else to go in America because everybody hates them.
Mm-hmm.
So they go here and they bang prostitutes and get drunk and just fuck around. Like those two guys who... Do you remember that scene where one wheelchair-bound veteran is standing, and he's, like, asking Ron if he got any after he's with the prostitute.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other guy comes rolling down the ramp, and they slam into each other.
It's the only thrills they get nowadays. Just playing bumper
chairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the wheelchair basketball league originated. Anyway, Ron gets a prostitute and starts crying because he.
That scene was sad.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad.
And she starts licking his nipples. Oh, I forgot to mention that scene.
That's where he feels it now.
Yeah. The scene earlier from when he's in the hospital, and like a few beds down, there's this veteran who gets a prostitute somehow.
I thought wasn't that the nurse?
No, it was a prostitute, wasn't it?
I thought it was that nurse lady.
Oh, was it? I thought it was just a hooker. But he's like, yeah, suck on my tits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't realize that. I heard it, but I didn't make...
You thought it was the red?
No, I never made the connection to that, and then when it happens to Ron... I like how she goes with it. So she's like,
yeah,
sure,
you
whatever
already
you
paid
want,
me. Fuck.
So, question about that.
What, the nipples?
Yeah, so the doctor said he can't have kids, but can he, produce...
Oh, sperm?
Yeah.
I would assume so. I'm not familiar with the process or the technology that was available readily in the 1970s for sperm donation.
Yeah, true.
If only we hadn't wasted that one Google earlier. Then there's just fucking more weird transitions, and Ron falls in love with the prostitute, and he sadly buys her a gift.
Which I thought was weird because he cried during that, so...
Okay, was it a sad crying, or was it like... because that was like his only sexual experience, presumably, since we never saw or heard anything else with like him and Donna, because he went to war immediately.
So, he was a virgin before that.
Probably.
It technically still is.
Yeah. So, like, is that are those, like, tears like, oh my god, I'm never gonna have an actual relationship, or, like, tears like, fuck, my penis is broken?
But at least my nipples feel good.
Yeah. Ow, watch your teeth.
Those braces?
Don't get them caught in my chest hair. And he buys her a gift, and then he sees her with another man, and he hides it in his pocket.
Man.
Yeah, fucking weird, gross guy. And yeah, then he just starts getting alcohol and hookers, the Mexican tradition.
Yes.
Oh man,
What if
this was the same town that the boys go to and lose in it?
But that one was like right across the border.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't know where this one is. It just says Via Dolce. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, true.
Let's see. He has flashbacks, and he starts writing to Wilson's parents, who he somehow got the address of in Mexico.
Veteran contact.
Oh, I guess so. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, Ronnie is in a bar, and Charlie comes wheeling out, screaming at a prostitute who's bleeding from her nose.
I think he punched her.
I think so, too. He says that she's, like, laughing and making fun of him because his dick doesn't work. And he's like, they're screaming at each other, and then Ron rolls over, and they start fighting, and then they get kicked out by the bartender.
Was she wrong, though?
No. She was a dick, though, for laughing at him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then they take a taxi or something to Villa Rosa, and Charlie fights with a driver who kicks them out in the middle of the desert. What did you think of their argument on the side of the road?
It felt kind of forced.
It did. It was weird.
Because, like, the dude's, like, talking about, like... He keeps just asking, have you ever killed a baby?
You ever killed a fucking baby?
And he's like, can we please, figure out how we're gonna survive?
At least their legs won't get tired. But yeah, it's this weird scene like, were you even in the war? Yells Charlie.
It's like, no, I've been lying this entire
Yeah.
time. I can walk, actually. I've been faking
See
it.
ya, fucker. And then they fight, and like they spit in each other's face, and they throw each other out of their chairs, and then roll down a hill. And then this kindly farmer or someone comes by and gives them a ride back home.
And they're just laying there.
Yeah.
Maybe we took it too far.
Yeah, well, Ronnie's like, hey, you're okay, man.
And the other dude's like still pissed.
Is he?
Yeah, he's like, fuck you.
And then even later, Ron goes back to the States and visits Wilson's tombstone. There's like motherfucking like Confederate flags everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Then he goes to Georgia to visit Wilson's family. Fuck, and he tells them that he killed their son. And
they took it well.
Yeah, they surprisingly they took it very well.
I expected to see him where they like throw him out. They leave his wheelchair in the house.
Oh, God.
They just force him to like
ride one of our many
home.
dogs back home. I don't know. I feel like they saw how fucked up he was.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man.
It's like I can't kick this dude out.
I mean, they did.
He's too heavy now.
He's like a dog when they don't want to be moved. 1972, Ron is a part of the Vietnam Veterans Against the War at the Republic National Convention, where they protest. And meanwhile, Nixon gives his speech for his presidential nomination for his second term, and all those motherfuckers are shouting, 4 more years!
Yeah.
Yeah!
It kind of like reminded me of what's kind of
What do you
what's
mean?
happening now.
What are you talking about?
Wait, was this a scene where like he's trying to talk like on the TV or like
Yeah, it's where
to
he
a
gets like
reporter,
interviewed, yeah.
and then like people are like shouting at him traitor. I'm like, how are you gonna say that to a war vet? Who's
Well,
in a
because he's
wheelchair?
not supporting them.
Yeah.
He's not supporting the war, Saul. If you're not supporting the war, you're a traitor.
Exactly.
Blindly follow. We don't send you to school to learn. We send you to school to blindly follow all of our rules.
Yes.
I actually looked up the actual footage from the 72 Republican
And
National
Tom Cruise's
Convention.
character was not there.
Actually, he was.
Oh shit.
Or at least someone who looked a whole lot like him in this movie. He doesn't have a speech or anything that I saw. Maybe they cut it. But he is there in his chair, like in the front lines of like the Vietnam veterans protesting. But he's just doing like the shout, the chanting that they're doing, like I don't remember what it was, like, we don't want a war.
So it might have been like the actual dude.
It looked a lot like him, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like he had the same hair and mustache. Also in a wheelchair.
I would assume so.
But yeah, no speech that I saw. What did you think of his speech?
I thought it showed, well, it kind of like shows how much he's actually changed and how much he's like learned about what he's done.
He's become woke, as the kids of today would say.
He's very woke.
And as he's being interviewed, pushed away by security members, screamed at by terrible people, what happens to him?
Is that the scene where he gets arrested?
No, that happens after this. A fat dude runs up and spits right in his face.
Oh, right. What a dick.
I think it's safe to say that if anyone thinks the Vietnam War was warranted or necessary, they're fucking Muppets. So yeah, then the protesters, they're all shoved outside of the convention hall, and it's revealed that one of the veteran protesters that he's with was actually an undercover cop. You remember that? He's the guy who's like pushing him around on the wheelchair.
Oh, right.
And like when they're getting pushed out, I wasn't sure what the fuck happened because like he pulls out like a little star on a chain. He's like, hey. I didn't realize that he was a cop until like they got outside and he's like, okay, Kovic, you're under arrest, you dirty motherfucking traitor. But yeah, they start arresting him and they fucking toss him out of his wheelchair.
Yeah, that was messed up.
So the protesters are arrested as the police suppress the media, And then all these other veterans, they like storm the cops and they like they pick up Kovic and they save him and some others, and like they run back and they regroup, and then they start marching back towards the hall, attempting to get back inside, which they don't. They just they fight the cops some more. Just remember, kids, the police aren't there to protect you. They're there to enforce the rules. Sorry. They're there to enforce the rules and protect those in charge of making the rules. Saul, have you heard of Warren v. District of Columbia, a court case from the 1980s?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I have no idea what it is, though.
Oh. Let me tell you. It ruled that police have no duty to provide services to individuals, even if a dispatcher promises that help is on the way.
Damn.
I was reading about it. 3 women in an apartment building were taken captive by these burglars and raped multiple times for like 6 hours.
Yeesh.
And before that happened, only one of the women's apartment got broken into, and the 2 other women in the apartment next to her or something called the cops. The cops came. 2 women watched as the police cruised around the building, leaned out the window to look around a little bit, and then drove away. So they called the cops again, and they were told that the police are on their way, and they never came back.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Just remember. Not getting political or anything, but we agree with what you believe in.
Yep.
The film ends in 1976 as Ron gives a speech to the Democratic National Convention, and it's after he's released his autobiography and everything, and everybody loves him, blah, 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 and also Wayne Knight is there. The end.
Was he, like, running for president at the end? Because
No, he was just giving a speech. That was, Carter, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he was just, like, one of the speakers there that day.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking all fancy with his terrible haircut and nice suit. Oh, crap. The monitor went out. I think we're good. But yeah, that's the end.
Any afterthoughts?
Yes. I believe that this is Tom Cruise's best role so far, perhaps ever.
Yeah.
But his worst hair.
Also, yeah.
I also wrote that it is a moving and depressing look at what happened to Vietnam veterans and the experiences they had and the consequences of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
You have any afterthoughts about this very sad movie based on real events and real things in human history?
I like how I asked the question first, and now my mind is blank. But yeah, I think it was like really good. I think if you don't really know much about the Vietnam War, or like maybe if you're like from another country, then this would be a pretty good example of like what veterans go through. Like especially like the PTSD. I think that was like really well done.
That was a good, like, because it wasn't like over dramatic like it usually is in movies.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, oh! And, like, fucking just boom, boom, boom. Just a bunch of shots of, like, previous, like, scenes of the movie playing over again. Like, dramatic music and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic, I'd say, interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have PTSD. I wouldn't know. But based on what I've seen, it seems pretty real.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we get into the rating?
What would you change about it? Like, any scenes you
His
think...
hair.
Anything, like, any characters you think...
I cut out that baseball scene.
Yeah, that was... I think a lot of those were unnecessary.
Yeah, I trim
but I guess it's like...
childhood growing up to... What does the baseball scene have to do with anything?
I think the only thing is...
Other than to show that Donna still likes him.
Still likes him, even though she keeps, like...
dating other people?
Boys. I guess she was trying to make him jealous.
Fucking who knows? It's never elaborated on. Also, she disappears halfway through the movie.
Yeah. I think she gets arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything you change or do?
I don't think he sees his parents again after they kick him out.
No.
So I think they could have, like, shown something. Like, I don't know, maybe, like...
They could have been watching him on the TV.
Yeah, maybe in real life he actually doesn't contact his parents again.
I don't know.
So, but, yeah, I think, like, that would have been good, like, if later when he's making a speech And then the mom like remembers what she told him to.
She changes the channel to that TV show she was watching.
As she's like crying and opens up a bottle of tequila.
With the worm. Willem Dafoe's there.
Yeah.
She's remarried to Willem Dafoe.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, here at the Cruising Altitude podcast, we have a very special rating system. It's out of a total possible number of 21 teeth.
Yep.
Saul, while you think over your score of 21 teeth, allow me to read over... Oh, here he goes doing math again. Allow me to read over what other websites have ranked this film. IMDb gives it 7.2 out of 10. It has an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 75 on Metacritic, and Roger Ebert gave it a perfect 4 out of 4 stars. Oh, did I read those too quickly?
No, I'm good.
So, Saul, out of 21 teeth, what would you give this movie?
18 and one really well done crown.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
I give it 20 out of 21 teeth.
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was cinema, as Martin Scorsese would say.
Okay.
And we also have a ranking system. So, currently the top 5 films are... Because this is obviously going in the top 5. It's not going by losing it.
No.
Rain Man, Risky Business, Top Gun, Taps, and Endless Love. Saul, where do you think we should put this?
See, I never finished Rain Man, so...
Yeah, that was an executive decision I made on my own of putting it at number 1.
I would definitely put it over Risky Business.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, would I rather rewatch this or Rain Man?
That's always what I...
And this is too depressing to rewatch. I feel like...
See, but Rain Man also does that to me. Or like, I don't want to watch it again.
I had more enjoyment watching Rain Man, but...
That's true.
This is
but
a better film.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise's acting is better. Superb, even.
Yeah, definitely. I just can't stand his character in Rain Man. He's such an asshole.
Huh.
He's like even more selfish than... Which one was it? Risky Business?
Yeah. Rain Man? Or Born on the 4th of July?
I would put it at number 1.
Okay. I would too. It's a better it's a better made movie than Rain Man is. So, our ranking of Tom Cruise films is currently as stands. You can find this link in the description if you want to take a look at it. Number 1, we have Born on the 4th of July. 2, Rain Man. 3, Risky Business. 4, Top Gun. 5, Taps. 6, Endless Love. 7, The Outsiders. 8, All the Right Moves. It seems like it was forever ago.
Yeah.
9, Legend. 10, Cocktail. 11, Color of Money. And 12, at the very bottom of this the garbage, is Losing It.
There's a lot of like pretty good movies now at the top.
It's. I feel like it's gonna be getting harder to differentiate. Except for maybe The Last Samurai. So, our another segment we have is called Tom Cruise News. It's where I Google Tom Cruise and then I look through the news. Recently, did you see this video, Saul? There's a video entitled Deep Fake Round Table Discussion. It was from Collider Video. It is George Lucas, Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr., and Ewan McGregor and Jeff Goldblum.
Is this like a...
Are you familiar
edited?
with deep fakes?
It sounds like it's an edited...
It is. It's this program algorithm thing where you like sift through dozens of footage from like people, and it just collects their face data, and then you import that. You basically copy and paste that person's face onto the movements of another person's face.
Oh, is it like that?
There's a lot of porn.
Oh. Oh. Link? Anyways, Is that the one you showed me or told me about once, where it's like him as Iron Man?
Yeah, that's what they did for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it was a discussion with those separate people, actors or like impressionists playing them, and this is the little article from Collider.com. In this 15-minute conversation, the individuals touch on everything from the streaming wars to the future of cinema. Of course, with the launch of Disney Plus looming large over the industry right now, Collider Video used deepfake technology to bring together these 5 living legends to imagine how a conversation amongst them would go.
That kind of technology kind of scares me, because, like, later on, if it gets, like, too good, like, it's gonna be hard to differentiate what's actually real or not.
I love it.
Let's just nuke it all.
Yeah, I love this cyberpunk hell we're creating for ourselves.
Time to go live in the woods, off the grid.
You wouldn't last a day in the woods, and you know it.
No.
Let's see. I'd last for a long time in the woods if I had an internet connection.
And phone.
And Google to look up how to do things in the woods.
No, just download a bunch of that.
Oh yeah, just fucking download Wikipedia, print it all out.
I meant, well, or you could buy a freaking, what are those called?
Like a guidebook?
No, they're basically obsolete, because that's what Wikipedia is now.
An encyclopedia?
Yeah. Why did I not remember the word? I just buy one of those.
I'm not gonna lie, I never thought about encyclopedia and Wikipedia before today. Anyway, self-promotion, our final segment, everybody's favorite segment. We're at the end. Find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and Podbean at the Cruising Altitude Podcast.
And we're on Pornhub now.
Yeah.
Just in case.
God damn, we gotta do that. That's what I'm doing later today. I'm uploading all these videos to Pornhub. Follow us on Twitter at the Cruising Podcast. I say us, but it's me. And at Smokey's Videos. Make sure you for your folder. Tom Cruise at Tom Cruise.
My cheeks hurt.
And follow Saul on his meme account on Instagram. Dio Sama Art. That's Dio _Sama SAMA_art. And join us next month for the weird, I don't know if it's weird, but it's like some sort of NASCAR racing movie called Days of Thunder, 1990.
Followed by Need for Speed.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing.
Yeah, let's play Need for Speed with Tom Cruise.
We'll mod him in.
Oh, God, I hope so. So, do you remember how we sign off?
With an ad lib that barely works.
Would you like to start it off?
Sure. Pulp.
Juice.
Not.
Fun.
To.
Experience.
When.
You're.
Hungover. That was pretty coherent.
Yeah, it was coherent like halfway through. It was a rough beginning. As we always say here at the Cruising Altitude Podcast, pulp juice,
not
fun when
hungover.